security don't cross until it is done. Thank you. Let me first of all acknowledge TV XYZ coming to your various homes live from the NBC office. Wizard TV, G81, Metro TV, Joy News, TV3, Onia TV, Power FM, CTV, Class FM, Accra FM, Loud Silence TV, Angel FM, Angel TV, and Pan African.
Good afternoon, distinguished ladies and gentlemen of the media. We thank you for honoring our call to this very important engagement. We have invited you here today in connection with credible reports we have received on the nefarious activities of one Brigadier General Michael Obuku, calculated at rigging the upcoming December 7th polls for the ruling New Patriotic Party. Ladies and gentlemen, Brigadier General Mike currently the General Officer Commanding July this year, 2024. The name of this man must ring a bell to Ghanaians, as he is a person who masterminded the mayhem and brutality inflicted on innocent Ghanaians during the infamous Ayawaso West Wuogon by-elections held on 31st January 2019. Now, for those of you who don't know the man we are discussing, today we are going straight to the point. I want to show you who Brigadier General Michael Obuku is. Can we have his image on the screen? Yes, so this is Brigadier General Michael Obuku. He's currently the General Officer Commanding of the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces, and is the subject matter of today's press conference. Per our intel, this man is the master brain of the MPP's evil election rigging plot. Now, as I said, I want to repeat for emphasis, the name of this man must ring a bell to Ghanaians, as he is a person who masterminded the mayhem and brutality inflicted on innocent Ghanaians during the infamous Ayawaso West Wuogon by-elections held on the 31st of January 2019. As Director of Operations at the National Security Secretariat, Colonel Michael Kwejo Obuku, as he then was, commandeered and unleashed NPP thugs, including Double, to attack innocent civilians. First, from the media, you will recall that many Ghanaians were shot, brutalized, and maimed. Not even the sitting member of parliament, Ningo Pram, Honorable Sam Nati George, was spared by the MPP hoodlums, acting under the guise of national security. Appearing before the Short Commission after the incident, Colonel Michael Obuku, as he was then known, admitted that the masked MPP bandits who attacked and made innocent civilians did so under his express instructions. So I'm not the one making up anything. He himself, when he appeared before the Short Commission, testifying under oath, he accepted responsibility for the mayhem and the unprovoked brutalities that were meted out by the MPP hoodlums clothed in national security apparatus on innocent civilians. And if you have forgotten, let's refresh our memory. Can we see the graphic.ga.com story on the said confession by the man we are talking about today, Brigadier General Obuku? Can we see the second image? No, the second image. Now, I want the top to show. What I need is the headline of the story. Good. So this is a story published by Graphic Online by Seth J. Bokwe. The date is February 26, 2019. The headline is Ayawaso Commission. I take responsibility. Colonel Michael Obuku. If you read the story, you see that DSP Azubu was working under the police. Now, it is instructive to note that the short commission placed ultimate liability on the military officer who is the subject of this press conference. The commission recommended that he be reprimanded for, quotes, being ultimately responsible for the outcome of the SWAT operation at the Labaoleshi School polling station, unquote. So, apart from his own confession, after the investigations by the short commission, they found that this man was ultimately responsible. And if we can see the extract from the short commission report, specifically paragraph 3.4 and 3.5. So this is an extract from the short commission report on the Ayawaso West Ogun by-election May. And if you read paragraph 3.4, this is what the commission has to say. This is not the NDC talking. This is not Sami Jenfi talking. This is the Elmi Short Commission constituted by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. The commission recommends the reprimand of Colonel Michael Obuku, at the time he was a colonel, for being ultimately responsible for the outcome of the SWAT operation at the Labaoleshi School polling station. His liability is further reinforced by his failure to properly define the mission for which the SWAT team was sent and ensuring that the SWAT team complied with the defined mission. Identifying the culprits of the offense when revelations became rife that there were operational lapses resulting in violations of human rights. Basic testing and analysis to be undertaken and for further investigations by the police. Now, sadly, but unsurprisingly, President Akufo-Addo, under whose leadership the said atrocities were committed by Colonel Obuku and his bandits, rejected the findings of the commission in his infamous white paper. To add insult to injury, President Akufo-Addo and the NPP have now with the position of General Officer Commanding of the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. I must say, the revered Ghana Armed Forces. This is what has further emboldened him to champion yet another election rigging scheme through violence. In his current position, and for those who don't know, this is a position given to him only in 2024. He was appointed in April and inducted in July of this year. If you can go back to that green image, the extract from the Ghana Armed Forces website, you will see it. Central Command inducts Brigadier General Obuku into office. And if you look at the date, it's 16 July 2024. So this is not a mere coincidence. This is the chief strategically promoted when he should be reprimanded and punished and rewarded with this critical position as a central, the commanding officer of the Central Command. And when we say Central Command, the headquarters of the Central Command is Kumasi, Ashanti region to be precise. I'm happy that the former regional minister and chair of RECSEC, Dr. Samuel Sarpong, is here. In his current position, Brigadier General Obuku has been mandated by President Akufo-Addo to take charge of a well-crafted scheme that has been designed by the NPP to rig the upcoming elections, particularly in the Ashanti region. Through ballot stuffing, swapping of ballot boxes, swapping of pinches, and other clandestine activities, starting with a special voting exercise scheduled for December 2nd of this year. Having relocated his family to the United Kingdom, Brigadier General Opoku has vowed to do all it takes to carry out his shady election rigging plots in exchange for the position of Chief of Defense Staff in the 2024 elections. So for him, it's personal. And those who know him will tell you that he openly brags that on December 7th and December 2nd, they will kill MPP supporters like flies. NDC supporters like flies. Ladies and gentlemen, the NDC has received reliable intel to the effect that Brigadier General Opoku is responsible for the training of MPP thugs at Esutuare military camp and other places. And he plans to clothe these bandits in military apparel to unleash violence on NDC agents, supporters, and innocent civilians on 7th December 2024 and 2nd December 2024, the special voting day. The NDC acknowledges and commends personnel in our security agencies who work tirelessly to protect our dear nation and are determined to protect the votes of suffering Ghanaians. Let me repeat this for emphasis. The National Democratic Congress acknowledges and commends personnel in our security agencies who work tirelessly to protect our dear nation and are determined to protect the votes of suffering Ghanaians. Sadly, unlike the many professional and noble men and women in Ghana's security agencies, Brigadier General Opoku has turned himself into a rabid MPP functionary who openly mobilizes funds from businessmen in Kumasi for the New Patriotic Party. Per our credible intel, Brigadier General Opoku's residence in Kumasi is currently the storage facility of weapons, illegally printed ballot papers, military apparels, and other election materials, which the MPP intends to use to execute this dastardly and subversive agenda. When you hear Akufo-Addo says that he will never hand over to President John Dramani Mahama, even though he knows that should the elections be held today, he will emerge victorious. This is their plan. This is his hatchet man positioned yet another violence on innocent civilians so that they can subvert the will of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, in Brigadier General Michael Opoku, we have an officer with a notorious track record unbecoming of the command he holds. This devious character carries the mayhem and brutality he supervised at Ayawaso West Wagon as a badge of dishonor. A person like him has no place in the current environment where Ghanaians are calling for violence-free elections. Given his history, we in the NDC call for his immediate removal from his position as General Officer Commanding of the Central Command. A miscreant like that should not be allowed anywhere near the security architecture for the impending 2024 general elections. The NDC wishes to serve notice, and notice is hereby served to Brigadier, who is the chairman of the Election Security Task Force, not to allow any persons to usurp his authority. The bottom of this election rigging plot and stop Brigadier General Opoku and his thugs from embarking on another Techiman-style case. The IGP owes a duty to the people of Ghana to be fair and fair-minded to ensure peace during and after the December 7th elections. In this regard, we in the NDC assure him So we also call on the Chief of Defense Staff to institute investigation important issues and bring Brigadier General Opoku to book. We are aware that as we speak, he is sabotaging him because he has the backing of Akufo-Addo. And so he doesn't respect his and not cutting heads. No person must lose his or her life on the altar of elections. Friends from the media, peace has a price. And all of us, well-meaning Ghanaians, must be prepared to pay that price for peace to prevail in Ghana before. One of the ways to preserve the joint hands in condemning persons who have the tendency and proclivity of compromising free, fair, and peaceful elections. The NDC is confident, 100% confident of a resounding victory if the elections are free, fair, and peaceful. This is because the NDC has a superior presidential candidate with a superior vision and message, backed by a superior proven track record. Between a trustworthy, reliable, and honest leader in the person of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama against the dishonest, discredited, unrepentant, pathological liar and common Alhaji Bawumia. We in the NDC have no doubt that Ghanaians will choose an honest leader who upholds the virtues of truth, decency, and candor in public life over one who is completely allergic to the truth. The December 7th post is a choice. And listen to me carefully. Those of you who love your children, December 7th post is a choice between a political party, the NDC, that truly believes in the promotion of proper human sexual rights and family values for the protection of the innocence of our children. And on the other hand, a political party, the MPP, that supports the promotion of LGBTQ++. Hence, the refusal of their leader to sign the anti-LGBTQ++ bill into law. This election is a choice between the nation builder, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as against a failed economist, Alhaji Bawumia. It is not about violence. It is a choice between President Mahama, who bequeathed a solid economy with a stable credit rating of B-, sustainable public debt, and strong economic balance, as compared to the failed economist Alhaji Bawumia, who has borrowed Ghana into bankruptcy and supervised the near collapse of the Ghanaian economy. Friends, our dear nation is at a crossroads and requires an urgent reset. We don't need violence. What we need is an urgent reset. Not only have the Akufo-Addo Bawumia NPP government failed to keep almost all their flagship promises to Ghanaians, but they have totally run down Ghana's economy, leading to unprecedented hardships and an ever-worsening standard of living. Ghanaians need the experience and steady pair of hands His Excellency John Dramani Mahama offers. His proven track record of sound economic management and the right transformational vision is what Ghana needs at a time such as this to steer us out of the current abyss we find ourselves. We in the NDC are convinced that Ghanaians will vote for change on December 7th. You can say amen to that. Because the people of Ghana will choose the experienced, tried and tested nation builder, John Dramani Mahama, who had a dangerous and fraudulent experiment called Alhaji Bawumia. The NPP knows this, and seeing defeat staring at them in the face, have resorted to dark and evil plans to rig the election through ballot stuffing, swapping of ballot boxes, pinches, and other shady activities using willing and dangerous collaborators like Brigadier General Obuku and the 2 p.m. commanding officer, Lieutenant Colonel Nyako Osai. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghana is all we have. Hence the NDC's unconditional commitment to peace. Anyone who plots or attempts to subvert the will of the people by undermining the sanctity of the upcoming election is an enemy of the state and must be dealt with in accordance with the law. We all owe it a sacred duty to God and country to expose and stop such characters so as to ensure that the peace and democracy we enjoy today is sustained. Thank you very much for your attention, and may God bless our homeland God. Do you have questions for me? I don't think you do. So let me quickly. Okay, I see a hand. I see a hand. I see one hand here, one hand here. The three of you, can you come in front? We'll give you a microphone to tell us your name, your media organization. Your media organization. Can we clear the eye here so that they can come to the front? Let's give them that access. So your name, your media organization, you keep it brief so that we can quickly do the pre-translation. Yeah, please come in front. Sound man, the mic, we need sound on the mic. Can you quickly do that? Okay, let's do without it. Let's do without. Yes.
Listen, the basic point of NDC has not provided any evidence, military uniform, and some other things. There's nothing in terms of evidence that has been presented. People will make the argument simply that you're just making wild allegations against the person of a man who's risen through the ranks. What's the evidence to back on it?
Well, the accounts have an adage that goes that says that the Oreo Crown Okaso Oreo in Chinye. To wait, the man who chews calabash, if he says that he will chew a crab, you don't have to argue with him because there isn't much of a difference between a crab and a calabash. We have shown you the track record of the man we are talking about, Brigadier General Obuku. You all saw what happened at Ayawaso West Wogon. It was the first time in the history of Ghana that we saw so-called national security operatives wearing masks, armed to the teeth with sophisticated weapons, brazenly and openly assaulting innocent, unarmed civilians, maiming people. You saw that. Today, there are some people who can't walk. They have suffered lifetime deformities because of the brutalities meted to them by those MPP hoodlums. And you heard the confession of the man. He said he takes responsibility. The Short Commission found him liable for those atrocities and recommended that he should be reprimanded. Are you not worried that the president did not implement that recommendation? And instead of, in what country can a man like this man receive a promotion from colonel to brigadier general? In what country can a man like this man be rewarded after many people brutalizing people, be rewarded with the position of general officer commanding of the central command? In what country? His mere appointment is a scandal because this is a man who should be facing sanctions and not be enjoying promotion. And as for evidence, these matters are based on credible intelligence we have picked. We know what we are talking about. Unfortunately, the MPP is in office, so they will not allow for a search to be conducted in the presence of the media at his residence. But the media, you have reporters in Kumasi. If he has nothing to hide, he should open his doors today for you to go around his house and check. If he has nothing to hide. But they are in power. The man has been rewarded. There are soldiers guarding his house 24/7, holding arms. So you don't expect that they are going to open their doors and say, come and take pictures. No, they won't do that. But we know what we are talking about. Our intelligence is rock solid, and his track record bears our assertions out. It's as simple as that. And if you doubt us, then the question is, of all the people in the military, how come that it is only this man who was found worthy of the position of General Commanding Officer for Central Command? And how come that this appointment was given to him in 2024? Why not Northern Command? Why Central? Why Ashanti region? You think it's a mere coincidence? Well, we don't think so. So Ghanaians are discerning. They can put 1+1 together. They can make their own judgment. But as for us, we will continue to monitor them very, very keenly, because we know and believe that the intelligence we have is rock solid. Yes.
Right, my name is Kobe. My name is Kobe. I fought for J1 team at IFF. So beyond this press conference, I want to find out: are you going to formally write to the CES or the Ghana Police Service to conduct an investigation?
Emphatically, yes. We will be petitioning the IGP because he's the chairman of the Election Security Task Force. We will also be drawing the attention of the CDS to these developments officially, because we are aware that he knows. But everybody is scared of the man because that is a Kufado's darling boy. But the CDS has a responsibility to Ghanaians to act. And so we will officially be petitioning his office. But not just that. We are going to ensure that the king of the Ashanti people, who is very much interested in the peace of our nation and the peace of the processes leading to, during, and after the December 7th election. I'm talking about Otumfuo Tutu II. We will officially draw his attention to these developments, because the headquarters of the operation of this guy is Kumasi. Cherishes the peace that the people of Kumasi and the Ashanti region enjoy, and he will want to take an interest into this matter and call this guy to order. But not just him, our external developmental partners will also be notified. And so the observers will be notified, the foreign missions will be notified, and we are so excited. We are so excited that the Secretary of State of the United States of America not too long ago issued a notice, a circular, that anybody who tries to undermine the peace and stability of Ghana or the sanctity of the 2024 December elections process in Ghana will face sanctions from the Americans. And if there is anybody that Brigadier General Oboku fears, it should be them, because he likes to travel. He likes to travel a lot. And that is a topic for another day. So we will draw the attention to what he's doing. That is not to say that we will stop at that. No, we are going into the election with all the necessary precautions. Like Azuma Nelson, we are going with our referee in our pockets. And what we will do to make sure that they don't succeed is not a matter for public consumption. Let's continue. I believe this will be the last but one, right? So we'll take this and take the last but two. Okay, let's.
So my name is Victor Piabiu, correspondent for Radio International here in Ghana for the past 9 months. I have to read this one, the first colleague of mine attitude today. Where does intelligence come from, and at any point are you going to bring some evidence, at least to the CES or someone to back what you're
Sure.
about?
Let's take the other question.
On the various security agencies, what mechanism is the past put in place to not only secure the ballot but also ensure the protection of the electorate and encourage a high
Thank you. Last one.
I want to ask if I can take two.
No one.
My name is James Amedi. I want to join. I mine would debate a bit from this, but we've heard that the MP Kwame Central has withdrawn his bid as an independent candidate. Want to know if he has withdrawn to support your presidential and parliamentary candidate. Thank you.
That goes without saying.
Yeah, I'm God for GPC. He said the man has vowed to saying someone has vowed the best and to the fact that he has even moved his family out of the country. Where did he make it?
All right, thank you. So, on Amenfi Central, I think you got your Amenfi Central has made that decision. The interests of our party and the decisions of the party always hold supreme, and it's important that all members comply. And so, the party is united in Amenfi Central behind the duly elected parliamentary candidate of the party, Mrs. Joanna Kujo. And I believe that Honorable Kwachiaka fully supports. I believe that on our petition being brought before the CDS and the IGP, there may be a call for further articles, and at that level, we will share the details of our intel with them. These kind of security intelligence are not matters that you share on TV and radio, but when we meet them, when they give us that audience, we're happy to share that with them because we need to, in the public domain, at least protect our sources. So that is what I can say. And I think that same answer also applies to the last question we had. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is the summary of the press conference we did today. I'm going to do a brief translation in the Akan language, and I want to plead with you to bear with us. Just keep your cameras and microphones in position. Will be done in the next 5-7 minutes. But let me say this finally before we draw the curtains down on the English presentation. You all, as media men, have a role to play in this year's election. You are the opposite of the rest, and you should be interested in the peace and stability of Ghana, and in the sanctity and credibility of the electoral process. You've seen this man. Once upon a time, 2019, Colonel Mike Lugu, today Brigadier General. So you are conscious and you have your own ethics of your profession. Ask yourself whether this man is fit to be General Officer Commanding of the Central Command of the Ghana Armed Forces. Ask yourself if he is even fit to wear the uniform he's wearing today, given the atrocities he supervised against innocent civilians at Ayawaso West Ogo, and the recommendations of the short commission on same. I believe that every reasonable man will agree with us that this man is a threat to peace and stability of Ghana, and a threat to peaceful elections in Ghana. And he must be held accountable for the atrocities he has already committed at Ayawaso West Ogo, and not rewarded with such a critical position. And so for us as a political party interested in having a credible election, a peaceful election, and like I said, our commitment to Ghana having a peaceful election is unconditional. And that is why we are saying this guy should be nowhere near the security architecture for this country, because he represents a very dangerous threat to peaceful elections and the stability of Ghana. And so it now behoves on you to inform your audience out there and the people of this country by extension, and to ask the right questions for the right people, specifically President Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, who is his appointor and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, to provide us with the necessary answers. Now, Abusuafo, and Central Funishia Moye, Assembly of Abu Nyina say, Aka and Edu Motrin 18 days near the Tuaba. NDC egusu a yɛbɔ ntoa na yɛnhyehyɛ pa a yɛwɔ ma ɔman Ghana no yɛde mu nkyiri mu ma Ghana fo because yɛnim sɛ abato yi mu hia ɛwɔ sɛ yɛma Ghana fo ehu deɛ NDC amanyɔkuo ne John Dramani Mahama wɔma wɔn na wɔn gyina no so de to aba abato a yɛto yi abato hia ɛwɔ sɛ yɛ asomdwe yɛmpɛ pintin ɛne oyɛ ne bi a wɔ Ghana free 92 a yɛsate to aba ɛwɔ sɛ yɛnya ɔhaw kakra deɛ bɛ Ghana mfie na bi a yɛabato yɛ asomdwe a ama yɛ dimpa ɛwɔ bibire ne bi ase nyinaa yɛafi so yɛhwɛ sɛ obiara bɛyɛ deɛ wɔ sɛ ɔyɛ na biribiara yɛ dwodwo yɛbɛto aba na wie no na yes amanyɔkuo NDC yɛdi nkunim deɛ bɛna Ghana fo nyinaa yɛdi nkunim na yɛni agye na yɛbu se because abatoɔ no ayɛ asomdwe ama deɛ Ghana fo pɛ no wɔdi nkunim ba yɛgu so a yɛbɔ ntoa yi na yɛgya na so tiri sɛ owura bi a yɛfrɛ no Brigadier General Michael Opoku mprempren a yɛkasa yi wohwɛ asogyafoɔ adwumayɛkuo no mu a position kɛse ɛwɔ a yɛfrɛ no General Commanding Officer for Central Command Ashanti Region and the areas under the Central Command of the military papa yi da no na MPP fo abɔ ne paa mene mo kasa yi ɔnam Canada kwan so ɛboa MPP sɛ on 2nd December special voting day any December 7th a yɛbɛto aba no ɔmo de patapaa ɛne frakadam ɛbɛwi aba no ɛde ama MPP na asɛm a yɛka no ɛnyɛ sɛ yɛni nyina soɔ mpanyin sɛ asɛm a yɛni adanseɛ no yɛtwa asɛm ne fam ne yɛde ayɛ adanseɛ owura yɛ a yɛka no asɛm yi ɛnyɛ nnɛ ɛne yɛbɛte ne ho asɛm wɔ Ghana in 2019 na ɔyɛ Colonel a ɔyɛ Director of Operations for National Security mmerɛ yɛkɔto a yɛwa so West Wuogon by elections ɛyɛ owura yi a saa mmerɛ ne yɛfrɛ no Colonel Michael Opoku ɔno ne fa a MPP titirafoɔ vigilantefoɔ a wɔn panyin yɛfrɛ no double na ɔmo atuo ɛpempa national security taadeɛ hyɛ wɔn ɛsan so mo face mark mo de katakata wɔn anim a wɔn kɔɔ labalesi ɛwɔ ayawa so West Wuogon ɛkɔyɛ anyambra nsɛm wɔ hɔ ntitira nsɛm wɔ hɔ oyɛ ni wɔn piripiri nipa bobɔ bi tuo Sam George a ɔyɛ mmarahyɛ bi bɛni kura no on video yi mu kwan wɔfa so ɛbɔ na Elmi Shop Commission ɛto wɔn nsa frɛ papa yi a na ɔyɛ Director of Operations ɔno ankasa asɛm ne bubɔ no ɛma de ka de no mu asɛm sɛ deɛ kɔɔ so ne nyinaa no ɔno na ɛyɛ ɛno na nkyɛn no commission ne san so yɛ ne hwehwɛ mu no commission no ehu sɛ nipa a yɛpirepire ɔmo ne awurika sɛm a ɔmo di ne ho nyinaa no papa wei ɛna na ɛhyɛ akyire a ɔyɛ bibia nti commission no Elmi Shop Commission akufo ado ankasa paa wɔn no wohwɛ ɔmo report ɛnɛ ma kenken bi akyerɛ mo na ɔmo ka sɛ yɛmfa asotwe mapa ɔmo mpanyin ɛne aban fa asotwe mapa ma papa yi ade nam sɛ ɔmo mpanyin akufo ado ana ɛhyɛ ne kutu pa sɛ wɔnyɛ sɛ awurika sɛ ne ti no yɛanyɛ ne hwee they even told him sɛ gye tum accept the responsibility ka sɛ wo na woyɛɛ ɛna ɔka sɛ me na meyɛɛ yɛsɛ yɛntwe na so na hwee yɛnsi na obi a wadi bɔ no yɛpirepire nipa sɛ na Elmi Shop Commission short ɔnyɛ NDC yɛn nyinaa yɛnim ne bɔbrɛ wɔ Ghana commission members yɛn nyinaa yɛnim ɔmo bɔbrɛ ɔmo hwehwɛ mu na ɔmo hu sɛ ɔno ne bi sɛ ɔdi kasa na ɔmo kasa yɛntwe na so ɛnɛ asotwe na yɛamfa ntwe no ne mmom ne rank of Colonel no na yɛsɛ deɛ agufo ado apagya mu ayɛ ne Brigadier General sɛ wonya ahoɔden na afi abato yi ɔnkunkum nipa mmɔ mpirepire nipa mmɔ ɔyɛ ne Brigadier General akora na ɔma ne so wɔ akɛnyɛ ya sesei mfimfiri mantam a Ashanti Region Kumasi to be precise yɛ ɔmo capital Central Command asogyafoɔ ɛwɔ nyinaa no ɔno ne dɔɔma no General Officer Command ɛkyɛ sɛ ɔma sesa ballot papers ɛyɛ sɛ ɔma yɛ ballot staff ɔma yɛtumi de ballot papers bebree gu adaka ne ɔma sesa pinches ayɛ deɛ ɔmo pɛ because that is the modus operandi of Brigadier General Opoku deɛ onim yɛ ano na bɔhyɛ ɔmo de ahyɛ ne sɛ o te sɛ deɛ ɔyɛ ayawa so West Wuogon deɛ na yɛto ne post mu from Colonel call Brigadier General. So timi ye we mo a omesa so ato ne post mu every general commanding officer for Central Command omema na ye chief of defense staff asoja fu nyina peni. And they say papa no wadane no MPP fu soja MPP financier okwa sentimental mu a enim semo nyina yemi a wono na stress sika chese ama MPP for some fanye campaign na ene ya make say woni bi obeyinti o de na busuafo nyina akotena buruchi one MPP for plan say na kakra ke starting from special voting day omo de basa ye ebeba abatu ni mu o ma fasa akwa no so de awia be je na ye frame was yi masote aye de mu ntabi akiri ena chama wuntumi ena wo de nanim oche wuntumi is nobody when it comes to the election rigging architecture of the MPP. Onona na no identity the name at anymore. The real master brain or church papa ya odaso. Age papa bi aniti. Age papa bi aniti. Oyibi pa omo munim na ka kire wa epa wa bobone a wa boso obedi no. So do Ghana e wo say e wa yinhihie pa. Na NDC for there yedi yomani yomu ye bi onyaminti ni papa pa won do so wo asoja fuomu and here yamu asoja fo abaso ikododo wona no ye cross your own pressure almost 100% of them will be percent about one e yasupi e nipa bi no tiseri e no mayo manyo so mbi yusu soja atare akofa PPP vigilante fo abehye soja atare no mo dia ba be basa it's a soldier for a boy won't buy. Omoyo Webima Kwampaso, the teacher Mao. Now, Brigadier General Poko already a while again said, "Oh, more men who do in Yano. Only the Yakufu and NPP for Penobay about 2 million Basayano. And then any more check. I also was for God, people who pray for John Mahama and NDC account. It is in our manifesto. Crime has no expiry date. Now, so came up, yet the Mao. Na epopon yo mabo se afi obobe wi abani de ebe ka omuti because enye bi ban le enye bi machina ye ni didi omo ye ni na echi na ye de nhihye pa agukwa mu a ye de bo ballot boxes mo ban ye de polling agents omunim de no wo akukudro na omiti mi ahwa ma about obi bi aye kama about what de e ya renchere enye ntokwa. It is a buy we fees that were here, Oma Ghana as we be bra. Na Ghana for Yakwine for Abano. Kayo Mope. The two are the Warri Biano, no Biagiatu. Na Yedi would say, Sabaton Yasubia, on Okafo, in Numera, nation builder, John Dramani Mahama, obeying Queen. Every good I don't see, and I campaign, what you want for Tunasia, or Mobile. Inti ene eframa ba makoko twada ho Brigadier General Michael Obogu a ofi so de nwansie na wuntumi na etoto ayampienti ofi se ye ni gina wuntumi so me dabi ye ni me pa na ye ni dilechi inti ye wo ye bia no onkan bu se abana wo bia no enche aka 18 days obetwa na nya ba so a ebe nya fefe na onne na pamfo mabo sa akobɔ ne nyina will hold them accountable. The DNA will meet a Ghanaian. 80. The Krasim Academy, Omopa, Omunyai, now Omunyai, my IGP, and your police for a young one said, yes, sir, Omo buying a wabatu, Omo buying a Bidiana Supi. Sabatu, Ahobambo, Koya Jane. Now, Oyene BS, baby, here, reinforcement from a soldier for an fire service. I know the IGP and Casabe. Basa Ura, we are. Okoye will Cassem could deep on the Cassia while I was always for one idea. Oye Nipa, Kurie Empany Timuda. It's a pen anywhere close to a Fia battle. A good father, the Acadian crowd winning it. Because we short kind of run away tea. But say in the Dimpoa, Ura Dampare. Wo now we IGP. About we, I'm about when you show us. And maybe I will give you a man you could have organ home. yɛayɛ adwene sɛ yɛbɛboa na wɔdwuma tumi akɔ so te sɛ deɛ asen nɔfo yɛma biribi ayɛ asomdwe a yɛn nyinaa yɛbɔ wɔ aba so no owura dampare yɛhwɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ ama biribiara ayɛ asomdwe ɛdi sɛ wɔtena hɔ ma papa yi ɛne ne MPP vigilante sɛ fa mmara hyɛ wɔn nsɛm yɛ deɛ ɛnsɛm fata yɛkɔyɛ saa na wɔahwɛ yi a na ɛde basabasayɛ ɛna ɛba yɛwura John Mahama ne NDC so nyɛ saa ne yɛpɛ no asomdwe nko a ne yɛpɛ sɛ ne bɛyɛ abatoɔ no biribiara bɛyɛ kama na deɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛpɛ ɛyɛ yɛwura John Dramani Mahama ne NDC no yɛabɛfɔ ɔma yi apagya ɔma yi ama ɔma yi afa ne dwuma yɛfrɛ nti yɛfrɛ mu a na deɛ wɔwɔ no yɛda mo nyinaa wɔ asesɛ ma